You keep telling yourself the same thing. I'll start when I'm ready. I just need a little more time. But what if ready was never real in the first place? Most people imagine readiness as a feeling. They believe that one morning, they will wake up confident, focused, and completely certain about what to do. The fear will disappear. The doubts will become quiet, and taking the first step will finally feel natural. But that moment rarely arrives, because readiness is not usually something you feel before taking action. It is something you build by taking action. Think about almost anything you know how to do today. Driving a car, speaking in front of other people, starting a new job, going to the gym for the first time. You probably did not feel completely ready when you began. You felt uncertain. You made mistakes. You hesitated. But every attempt gave your brain new evidence. You survived the discomfort. You learned what worked. You adjusted what did not. And eventually, something that once felt frightening became normal. That is how confidence is created. Not through endless preparation. Through evidence. Every time you act despite uncertainty, you prove to yourself that you can handle more than you thought. But waiting does the opposite. Waiting feels safe because it protects you from embarrassment, failure, rejection, and judgment. It gives you the comforting illusion that you are being responsible. You tell yourself that you are researching, planning, preparing, waiting for the right opportunity. But sometimes preparation is simply fear wearing professional clothes. The longer you wait, the larger the task becomes inside your mind. A small first step begins to feel like an enormous decision. The risk appears greater. The possible failure feels more painful. And because you have not taken action, your brain has no new evidence that you are capable. So you continue waiting. This creates a loop. You wait because you do not feel ready. And because you never begin, you never gain the experience that would make you feel ready. The solution is not to eliminate fear. It is to stop treating fear as a stop sign. Fear does not always mean that something is wrong. Sometimes it simply means that something is unfamiliar. Your brain prefers what it already understands. It prefers predictable routines and known outcomes. So when you move towards something new, your brain generates resistance. Not because the decision is necessarily dangerous, but because uncertainty requires energy. This is why the first step often feels disproportionately difficult. Once you begin, the task usually becomes clearer. You discover what the real problems are. You stop fighting imaginary obstacles and start solving actual ones. Momentum replaces speculation. The goal is not to feel completely confident. The goal is to become willing to move while some uncertainty remains. You do not need the complete plan. You need the next visible step. Send the message. Write the first paragraph. Record the first attempt. Apply for the opportunity. Walk into the room. Make the call. The first attempt does not need to prove that you are talented. It only needs to give you information. Because action creates feedback. Feedback creates improvement. Improvement creates confidence. And confidence slowly creates the feeling that people call readiness. So the next time you catch yourself saying, "I'll begin when I feel ready," remember this. You may be waiting for a feeling that can only appear after you begin. You do not become ready and then take action. You take action. You struggle. You learn. You adjust. And slowly you become ready. Not before the first step. Because of it.